Welcome to Gotta Run. This is Will Sanchez. Thank you for tuning in. My special guest today is Wayne Pacconi. Wayne is a race director of a new trail run called Baker's Revenge. I heard about Wayne through social media. I've been astounded to learn that he's only been running for 6 years, since 2012, where he got into the marathon through the lottery. Of course, 2012 was canceled, and he did 2013 as his first New York City marathon, and he qualified for Boston. Incredibly, in the last 6 years, Wayne has done more in running than a lot of people have done in 12 years, in 20 years. He packs it in. Packs it in. Pacconi. Pac-Man. I am thrilled to have Wayne as my guest.
Thank you so much. It's really fantastic to be here. I think this means I actually made it as a runner. I'm really I made the big leagues now. So it's fantastic.
Well, I'm honored you think so. I've only been doing the show for 8 years.
I've been running for 6 years.
So we have something in common.
We
We're
certainly
relative
do.
newbies.
We certainly do. Absolutely.
2012, you started running on a whim. Tell us how you started.
I used to take these really intense classes at a local fitness club, Lifetime, in Florham Park. And one of the women that was there said, hey, why don't you just go run the marathon? And I said, that's a great idea. Why don't I just go run a marathon? Had no idea what was entailed. No, so I'm like, all right, let me see. I entered the lottery because I thought you could just sign up and just go like you would a 5K. And wouldn't you know it, first chance, got right in.
Which is usually slim and none, especially in the New York area.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't like me for that reason because I had it in the first time. I started training. I think I was doing about 18 miles a week. That wasn't my long run. That was total miles. For the week. And now it's, now sometimes I'll go out and do an 18-mile run just, in a day just for fun.
So you were preparing for the 2012 marathon.
I was. And unfortunately, that race was canceled.
Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy came and kind of wrecked our plans. But then, the following year, I trained. I think I brought it up to 20 miles a week and still had no idea what I was doing. And I got to tell you, though, when I finally did get to the race, it was fantastic. I mean, that was my first marathon ever. And now I've run countless marathons in the short amount of time that I have been running. And it is honestly my favorite and the best. Being in the city, there's nothing like New York. I think Frank Sinatra said that.
Another Jersey boy.
Exactly.
Hoboken, I believe.
Absolutely. I think it was Hoboken.
Well, you're skipping something here. Your first New York City marathon,
yes.
2013.
Yes.
I've heard of minimalist training.
Yes.
What you did was ridiculous.
Yes.
20 miles a week for a marathon.
Yeah.
You could write the book now on minimalist training.
Yeah.
And you qualified for Boston.
I did.
Now, at that time, what was the qualified? 3:30 or 3?
I think it was 3:30.
Amazing.
I'm a little older. Yeah.
A lot of people probably hate you for that.
I think they do. It was funny too because I was telling you before we actually started, I was going for a job interview, and the woman that I was friends with me, she said, "This guy that you're interviewing with loves running. He's been trying to Boston qualify for several years." She goes, "But don't tell him that you just qualified for Boston." I said, "I think that's really good advice."
So at that time, were you working as in a real job?
Yeah, at that time I was still in pharmaceuticals.
As a salesperson?
Sales rep. Yeah,
Sales
rep in pharmaceuticals.
Do you still do that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. You know, pharmaceuticals is in the news because we have an opioid crisis.
Yes.
As a former pharmaceutical salesperson, how do you think we can solve that problem, reduce the incidence of opioid abuse?
Yeah, I think that we really sort of need to educate. It starts with the youth, right? So I think that to getting to them and kind of maybe getting them to more like healthier lifestyles would be a great thing. And did I mention that I have chickens? I thought that was actually the reason why you're bringing me here anyway. I
Well, we'll
was.
get to it. This is a marathon, not a
Yeah,
sprint.
yeah,
Education is always good,
yeah,
and also the youth, we got to give them role models
yeah,
so they can have something to look forward to,
yeah.
give them a vision. Absolutely. The schools is a key.
I also think that it really starts at home too. I have two daughters, and I know that I probably started talking to them about things that were bad and the things to stay away from before they even understood what these things were. And so I think you really, as a parent, you need to be vigilant. I think you have to understand that there's dangers out there. I don't want to get too heavy now. It's a running show, but it's not a safe world,
No, it
and you're
isn't. How old
careful.
are you girls?
I have a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old. Started high school yesterday and started middle school yesterday as well.
14. Oh my God, those are great ages to be. They're on
Yeah,
the cusp of reaching
yeah.
that next level. And it sounds like they have a great dad in teaching them. Kids nowadays know so much more when we were
Yeah.
14 and 11.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't envy you being a dad.
It's always a challenge, but you know what? Our parents would say the same thing. They would probably say that, you know what? When we were bringing you up, it was, we had to worry about this, that, and the other thing, and it's just kind of it just it.
I don't know. Little Wayne was a troublemaker, huh?
I don't-
Well, let's go back to the beginning then.
oh boy.
Tell us where you were born and something about your growing up years,
Oh
Wayne.
boy, I grew up in a tough neighborhood. I'm telling you, Will, a tough neighborhood. The local Italian place, they only served broken like a lamb. It was bad. We first moved there. I asked the cop. I said, "How long to the train station?" He goes, "I don't know. So far, no one's made it." It was a tough neighborhood. Tough,
Tough neighborhood. New
tough
Jersey's
Italian
tough. I
neighborhood.
mean,
Oh,
the
it's a
Bronx, I
tough.
heard, is tough, but you
Oh, the
never hear New
Bronx.
Jersey being tough.
No.
I mean, maybe Newark.
Newark, no, Newark is tough, but yeah, it was a tough
A
place.
tough place.
Yeah.
So where did you go to high school and college, so forth?
I went to high school in Edison, New Jersey. That's where I was born. And I went to college at Trenton State College. It's now called the College in New Jersey. They changed the name. Uh, and then I went to medical school for a year.
So I presume you were pre-med.
I
So
was.
what inspired you to study the medical field?
You know what it was? It was wanting to really sort of to help other people, and also I felt that I would do it in a way that would not only get the job done, but get the job done with great bedside manner by using maybe some of that some
Some
of
of that
that
humor.
yeah, some of that humor. And I remember my first job out of undergrad was at Mercer Medical Center in Trenton, and I was doing I was a cardiopulmonary tech, and I would be the one that was responsible for going in and doing EKGs and getting blood gases and getting blood. And I was thinking about going for my MPH before I got my MD. And I said, you know what? I said, I love this so much. And I love this patient interaction so much because I really felt like I was really making a difference. Even just being the guy that was doing the EKG, I was able to go in with a smile and just a story and, find out, ask something more about this person. Uh, and I felt as though I'd really missed that. And if something happened, and if I went for my MPH, which is a master's in public health, and I didn't finish, I felt that it would be a shame. And a couple of the guys that worked in the hospital were going to a school called Ross University in Dominica in the West Indies and said, you know what? You had great grades in college and undergrad. You have all the bells and whistles. You're a cardiopulmonary tech. You were a phlebotomist before. You have the experience to get in. Just do that, and then you go there for 2 years. You come back in, you matriculate in with the U.S. students. It sounds great.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
So you went to Dominica.
Yes,
Sounds like a
Dominica.
lot of sunshine and fresh
Yeah,
vegetables.
maybe a little too much sunshine. So as it turned out, I stayed there for a year. With the way things were changing back then, I'm not going to tell you how long ago it was because then you'll know how old I am. But the way things changed in medicine, I really felt as though, putting the time and energy in, I didn't really want corporate America to tell me what I could do and what I couldn't do. Leaving medical school was a very tough decision, and I guess to lessen the blow, I got my dive master down in Dominica. So yeah, I'm a scuba dive master. So I got my DM instead of my MD. Yes.
Dive master.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So if my parents were dyslexic, I'd be fine. They would think, "Oh, you got an MD." My first, yeah. Anyway.
All right, but I'm sure they love you anyway.
Yes, probably.
I
I hope
guess
so.
that's the deal. Once they have you, they have to love you regardless
Yeah,
of what
yeah,
silly things you do. But anyway, sounds
absolutely.
like turned out to be a good move for you
Yeah,
eventually. And that
absolutely.
was tough. So obviously you came back to the
Yep,
States.
I did.
And what was your first job?
Pharmaceuticals.
Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah,
Oh, you had the medical knowledge. You knew about
absolutely.
blood, and you probably
Yeah.
talked the lingo.
Yep.
I could see you being very successful in the pharmaceutical industry.
It was very good.
What was the job? Is it like calling doctors up, encouraging them to try
Going
out?
in, yeah, going into the offices and building relationships was what the job was then. Now it's changed, and yeah, when things change, I change, and I do something else that I feel is important and
Because you did
something
the
that,
pharmaceutical thing for over 20 years,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So you have a lot of expertise.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I could tell you more about antibiotics and hypertensive medications than you'd care to
Well,
know.
I'm sure it comes in handy in as your stint in the ultra marathon world, and you discovered,
Yeah,
gosh, running is for you.
yeah,
But then you discovered that long distance beyond the marathon was even
yeah,
better. Well, tell
yeah.
us how that happened.
Well, I entered a few marathons. I did Boston, I did New York competitively. I tried to break sub 3 in Boston, and that was the year that it was really cold and really rainy. And yeah, everyone was sort of wound up in the medical tents afterwards. Um, After that, I realized that, you know what, maybe I should do something different. Maybe I should just try something different. Then it's time for something new. So what I did was I entered a trail race. It didn't start just for ultra marathons. This started with trail running, and I did my first trail run on, I think it was a Saturday, with a buddy, and then there was a race the following day that I did, and it turns out that I was pretty good on the dirt. Who knew? And so that was really where once you get on a trail, and I'm urging everyone, if you only run road, come out and run trail. You won't.
Maybe something called
The
Girls'
big Revenge.
Revenge. Maybe how long a
That's
trail
a
was
horrible
it?
plug.
How long a
I
trail was it when
feel
you first did it?
my first trail run was 10 miles.
Okay.
And as I mentioned, I went out the day before and did that, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." And so I went out and I did the run the next day,
And then
and then
another 10 miler?
it did the 10 milers, right? Exactly. I did well, and I felt, hey, maybe I could do even better at this. So I entered the next one. I did a 20 miler
Trails.
trails out in Pennsylvania. Actually came in sixth overall, and I think second in my age group.
Uh-huh.
And then I moved up to a 50K and came in third overall. And then I entered my 50 miler, came in first, and I was like, I see a trend here. So
First on a
maybe,
50K.
yeah,
On a
exactly.
50
50 miler.
really miler. Which one was that?
That was called Goat Butt.
That's nice.
It was a fantastic race.
Did you have crew for that?
No, for that, I didn't even know. At that point, I don't even think I really even knew what a crew was. I had some experience with ultras because a lot of my friends did them. Some of the people that were even on this show previously are ultra people.
Well, Wayne, I see a trend here. Sounds like you learn on your 2 feet. You learned how to do the marathon by actually running the darn thing,
Yep.
figuring out, And then you learn how to do a 50 miler by actually running the thing. You didn't really do a lot of research. Didn't really join a group of buddies. I mean, you had buddies,
Right.
but you didn't train with them. You didn't gauge their wisdom.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you about you?
I think what it says is that I should just run longer and longer because it seems like I do better the longer I go. As far as me doing well in these things, I believe it's just a matter of wanting to and to just saying, like I tell anyone that I pace, it's 80% or more is mental when it comes to this. So if you think you can most likely, unless there's something, you put the time in, you put the training in. At the end of every profile that they ask us to do for as a pacer bio, everyone at the end, I always say, you know what, trust in your training, and you're going to get this done. And I truly believe that.
All
I truly
right,
believe
all
that.
right. Do as I say, don't do as I do.
Yeah, yeah. Because I've
But
screwed up
you
every
did a whole lot of
marathon.
training for yourself.
Yeah.
But but the thing is, you learn from the school of hard knocks because
Yes.
even though you were successful, I'm sure it was painful, and and you go, there's got to be a little easier way of doing this, and and you
Yeah.
discovered training, nutrition,
Yes. Yes.
following a plan,
Yeah.
developing a plan, having
Absolutely.
the right gear, having a crew. Because I'm
Hmm.
sure when you went up to the 100 miler, I assume
Yeah.
that was the next thing.
Yeah.
So which 100 miler did you do?
My first 100 miler was Umstead, the Umstead
Homestead.
100. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina. I went up really not knowing what to expect. And that's another
Oh,
thing.
another,
Yeah.
how quaint.
It's another example of kind of something new and fresh. And that's another way to it's kind of, if you're feeling a little stale with your running now, try something different. Try a trail, try, a longer distance, try a different distance, whatever it is, try something new. So I went to Umstead, and like I said, I really didn't know what to expect. It turns out that the theory held true. I do a little bit better the further I run, and I wound up coming in sixth place overall at Umstead. I think my time was like 17:30.
That's an excellent time.
It's a pretty good time.
Way under 20. Yeah, yeah. You get a really nice belt buckle, I'm sure you, or
Yeah,
something. What did they give at Umstead?
yeah.
A belt buckle.
They give you a belt buckle. At all these races, they give you a belt buckle. You kill yourself, they give you a belt buckle to hold your pants up because you lost that much weight through training. I don't know.
You need it.
Exactly.
Well, did you have crew for that one?
I did.
Oh, finally.
I had a fantastic crew for that race. A group of friends and ultra runners, and it was really fantastic.
The camaraderie is tremendous. And then, of course, you pay it back because you probably had a
Absolutely,
crew for somebody on their ultra.
absolutely.
Well,
I've
tell us
been
about your favorite one.
I paced a friend of mine, a Yako, at the Rocky Raccoon 100, and we had the opportunity to obviously finish the race. I finished the race with her, and one of my things was she hit her foot on a rock and most likely broke her toe.
Early on?
No, at some point it gets everything kind of gets hazy when you're out there for so long. But yeah, at some point she really smashed the front of her foot, and she was in a lot of pain. And the one thing that I kept on telling her was just keep on running. It's gonna go numb. And the funniest thing was when she finally did say, "You're right, it's numb." And I was like, "Awesome, let's go ahead and finish this race."
You were medical
She came
background.
in. I don't
You
know.
should have said, I used to be a doctor.
But now I'm a dive master. So yeah, you're okay with air. Yeah, so it was good. It was really good. She
So
actually
she ran
finished.
with a numb foot.
She ran with a numb foot.
And
Well,
she
you
didn't
should see.
permanently injure herself. She can
No,
walk.
no, she had a baby just not that long ago. She's doing fantastic. She's doing fantastic. Yeah,
That's
I
good.
just recently paced TGNY. Yeah, the
Oh,
TGN1. Phil?
Phil McCarthy,
Phil
the
McCarthy.
the
100
exposition.
miler. Absolutely.
Who did he pace on that one?
I paced a buddy, Dan Zimmerman, and he really did fantastic. I wish I could have done as well as finishing the race that I just ran, the Vermont 100, as he did at the TGNY. We were running 9-minute miles towards the end of the race.
I mean, this is tough. This is the streets of New York.
It's tough.
And you start like midnight at Times Square and
Yeah.
go up
Yeah.
and then come back to Times Square the next
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah. Oh, it was something else.
He
It was
did 9-minute
really,
miles.
yeah. For the last like 20 miles, it was like
Oh my
9-minute
God.
miles.
So you paced it for the last.
I paced. Yeah, I was cracking the whip. That's your job. It's not your job to coddle. It's your job to crack the whip.
No, but that was your first. Those ultras were your first pacing experience.
Well, my first pacing experience was doing the Vermont 100 with another buddy. Yeah, Colin Seville, a serious marathoner, ultra marathoner.
20 minutes that we've been talking.
Yeah.
You've done more than a lot of people do in 10, 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm blessed.
what's in your motor that you can do this? What's your rush?
You know what it is? It's just loving what I do so much
Love.
That love, the passion for it. I love this more than anything in the world, except for obviously my family, my
Of
children.
course.
Yeah,
Family always comes first.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Oh gosh.
Yeah,
All right. So let's talk about pacing.
yeah,
It's an art and it's a
it
gift
is. It is.
because you're not running your race. You're
Yeah,
running a predetermined,
yep,
and you have to be very clear of your goals because people are counting on you,
absolutely.
and some of them are hoping to break, do a personal best, perhaps Boston
Uh,
qualify,
I gotta
and
tell
you're
you.
being a Boston qualifier, so you can, you can
Yeah,
guide these people.
yeah.
So, what's the best pacing other than the
Oh,
ultras? Was there a marathon that's really
I,
special?
it is special every single time you bring someone to a Boston qualifier or even a PR. I've had so many. I usually pace when I pace marathons. I'll pace 3:30 to 3:40 marathons. The 3:30 and I think even a 3:40 are qualifiers for women of any age,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
for any
And
age.
for some men, I guess if
And for
they're
men, I think
I
it's
get
maybe
40 or
50.
something, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's 54 and older.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So when I can't even tell you how many times, at the end, we all just break down in tears. And that, I'm telling you, is fantastic. When you help someone achieve a goal like that they've been working on probably for the last, 3 months, or if this isn't the first time they've done it, if they actually, been trying now for a few years, it's just such a celebration. And
Wow.
your pictures with the family, your pictures with them, you're handing them the pace sign as a souvenir. it's
They'll
it's
probably
just
name their
rewarding.
firstborn after you, it's just
Wait,
amazing. So which marathons have you paced? Have you done New York? Have you done others?
I did New York. I've done New York several years in a row now. I think the last three, pacing the 340 group again this year for New York. And I paced New Jersey, paced the New Jersey Marathon. I paced the Philadelphia Marathon. I paced Adirondack Marathon. I paced the Mohawk Hudson Marathon. I paced a bunch of
My
marathons
God,
and
that's
a ton
amazing.
of ton of half
That's
marathons.
amazing. Now, what kind of pacer are you? I've had other pacers, some are storytellers. They try
Yeah,
to keep it light.
yeah,
They
yeah,
might,
yeah,
they're like tour guides or show,
yeah,
historical sites, and others are more technical. They're going, all right, we just did, 640. We need to
yeah,
tip it up.
yeah.
Do you stop a water stop? So tell us,
Okay.
what kind of pacer
All
are you?
right, all right. I do all of those things. I honestly do. I do all of those things. I will be a tour guide. I will be the jokester. I'll be the guy that's going to make sure that, if you're on your nutrition every 30 minutes, or 40 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly when you're going to take it. I'm going to tell you where the water stop is, where the Gatorade stop is, where the goo station is, or, whatever the nutrition sponsor is. Uh, I'm going to tell you all that. I'll tell you to, hey, shake out your arms, make sure, because guess what? At mile
Or
20,
do you carry a sign? What do you do with your? Do you trade it off with somebody? Here, you carry this for a few seconds, or
no,
you carry it
no.
yourself all the way?
Yeah, every pacer gets a sign.
But now, we
Yes.
mentioned early on, I heard about this Baker's Revenge. Tell us about
Yes.
that.
The Baker's Revenge was started last year. I do that along with Montclair Bread Company. Uh, my friend Rachel there. We're part of a running group. She actually started about a year and a half ago, and there's close to 2,000 members of the club right now. It just took off. Uh, we do that. She does a bunch of road races,
What
and
town?
in Montclair. Yeah, in Montclair.
New Jersey.
In Montclair, New Jersey, correct. The races sell out almost instantaneous.
The Baker's
This is
Baker's Revenge.
well, the Baker's Revenge is the trail version. She does the 5Ks, like
Okay. Okay.
the donuts. It's you can actually go there to the Montclair Bread Company site / races, and you can see all the races that they have. Mine's included in that. She figured though, we talked about it. We said, oh, wouldn't it be great to have a trail race? And she said, well, you're my man. So I was like, all right, I'm up to the challenge. So let's go ahead and put one together. Last year was the first year, like I said, we sold out. We had a long wait list. This year, the race is on September 22nd. We did sell out already, but as people tell me that they can't make it, we go ahead and open up a few more spots. And
Got a wait
it's,
list.
yeah, we have a wait
How
list.
long a race is it?
We have a 10 miler, a 20 miler, and a 50K. And we also, this year, I wanted to, make it accessible to everyone. So say you're not up to running 10 miles, we have a relay. So that way, yeah, it's fantastic.
Relay from anywhere from 2 to 5?
Oh, no. So it's a 10-mile total.
Yeah.
So the first runner will go 5 miles, and the second runner will go the second 5
It's a
miles.
two-man relay, two-person
Yeah,
relay.
yeah, and we do this at the deserted village. We do it at the actually that's where the relay people leave from, but it's the Watchung Reservation in Mountainside.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And already in the second year, so
Yeah.
you anticipate keep going the tradition, the Baker's Revenge.
Yeah, the
Now,
Baker's
at
Revenge
the
will
end, you
continue.
get donuts and whatever. What's the goodies at the end?
You get fantastic donuts. We had a band last year. We have donuts. We have just so many just different things. I think we probably have one of the best race shirts. Yeah, we have that. We had a great mug this year. We're giving out glass beer cans. We have a beer sponsor this year, Carton Brewery. We also have a few other sponsors. Track Lab is going to be a sponsor for the race.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, they're a brand new company. It's actually Dan Zimmerman, the guy that I pace for TZNY. Yeah, he's starting a company. It's like Bath and Body Works, but for runners. Yeah. It's going to be.
There's so many goodies.
Oh my God.
Who knew that so much action going in Mount Clair, New Jersey?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot.
All right.
Come and visit.
All right. Any final words?
I say that I think probably the most important part of what we just talked about was when we talked about, if running feels a little bit stale, try something different. Change up the distance, change up, go for a run with a different club, a local club. Hit the dirt, get on the trails. I mean, I'm warning you though, once you do, you're probably not going to go back on the road. But yeah, try something different and just, enjoy it, have fun.
All right. On that note, have fun.
I
Look
will.
like you are.
Hey, we
Too
gotta
much
run.
fun.
Thanks, Will.